Hi, my name is Mark Olson. I'm the head women's soccer coach here at McPherson College. Just want to talk to you a little bit about our program. This will probably take about 10 minutes, but I hope you enjoy it. What it's going to do is it's going to give you a little bit of insight of what we're all about here at McPherson. Let me share my screen here. All right, this is the 2021 McPherson Bulldogs. As you can see, we have about 28 players on the roster. 6 of those are junior college transfers. 22 of those came in as freshmen. So we do recruit heavily for incoming freshman players. What I like about that is they have 4 years to really learn our system and buy into what we're trying to do here at McPherson College to build this program up. This year we graduate 9 seniors, and I'm looking to have between 25 and 30 players next year. As you can see, we have a lot of players from all over the place. Texas, California, Nevada, Colorado, Oklahoma. We've got players from Utah, Virginia, Arizona. So when players come here, it's important that they want to be a part of a family. They want to be a part of a group that wants to support each other. Because let's be real, if you're having a rough day and you're 6 to 24 hours away, you can't just go in the car and go home to mom and dad to feel better. You have to rely on your teammates. You need that support from your teammates, and I'm big on that here at McPherson College. I'm the head coach. My assistant coach is Pamela Rosales Zapata. She graduated in 2020. Some things that you'll get from our coaching staff. Number 1, professionalism, commitment, individual attention, and open and honest feedback. That's something our players love, but they also hate, because I'm very upfront with them. They have a question, they want to know something, they want to know how they're going to get better. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them exactly what they need to do to help them, I guess, be more successful in whatever they're trying to do. I reach out, or I treat our recruits the same way, because here's my goal. My goal is that you know everything there is to know about our program by the time you leave for a visit. And it has to be that way when you show up in August. If it's not that way, you're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy, and it's not going to be a good situation for us. So I'm very upfront with every player that I talk to about what we are about and our focus here. Here's our facilities. We play most of our games on the turf field, which is right here. We also have a full-length grass field that we utilize for some day games. And then if the weather's bad, we go tear up the football practice field over here. But we do have multiple facilities, grass, turf. It's phenomenal. We love it. When we talk about recruiting players, I want players that want to be a part of our program to have a passion to succeed, not just exist. I want players that want to get after it. Accountability. I want players to hold themselves accountable. Our players are doing a wonderful job during training sessions of holding themselves accountable. They make a bad pass, they have a bad touch. They hold themselves accountable and they help each other out with that. And then commitment. Player that wants to compete, communicate openly, and is committed to the team first. You know, when you show up at practice, when you show up on McPherson College on the campus here, it's about competing. And every player can step on the field and compete and help each other get better, along with helping themselves get better. And then teamwork. No one player is any more important than another. You know, our senior class, our freshman class, it doesn't matter. Once you show up on campus, we don't even talk about what class you are. It's all about the program. It's all about working together. And every year, we have freshmen that are starting. Over seniors. We have players that come in ready to go. And that's what I'm talking about when we talk about teamwork. You know, no one's putting themselves in front of another person. We're working together to accomplish our goals. Some ways that we evaluate our players here, you know, when you sign for McPherson College and you go into that summer before the school year, I'm giving you a full schedule, a day-to-day fitness schedule. And if you do that, you're going to be prepared when you show up in August. You're going to be able to come in, compete, and not get hurt because you're physically ready. One of those ways is interval standard. I don't believe in like the 2 mile run or 3 mile run or that, because that's not what soccer's about. Soccer's about changing pace. So there's walking, there's jogging, there's sprinting, everything's involved. And when I'm talking about interval standard, is we have an expectation when you show up on campus to be ready to go and fit. The other thing, how we evaluate our players, is the competitive cauldron. We keep track of wins and loss records during most of our practices. If it's a 6v6, 3v3, 1v1 duels, whatever, we're keeping track of that. And we want people to come in and really get after it and compete. And the last thing that we use is Instat. Instat is a tool. First off, we record every game that we play. All of our games are streamed live, so your families can watch them back at home if you're not able to see the game. But what Instat does is after a game, we send our film to a company, and they break down every part of every player that steps on the field. And this is what they look like. I mean, every player after a game, usually it's the next day, they receive this Instat report that evaluates their play. And what it does is it breaks down such as actions versus successful actions. Every time they're involved in a play, they count that. And then how many of those are positive? And in this situation, 68% of this player's actions were positive. They break down every passing. So this particular player had 34 passes, 22 of them were successful for 65%. And I don't use this for playing time. What I use it for is how can I help you become a better player? And if you're a center mid and your percentage is 65%, that's probably not going to work. So we got to figure out ways of how we can improve that. And it breaks it down to attacking, forward, back, right, left, non-attacking passes. And we can see these patterns from game to game and the improvements from game to game. And each player is expected to have goals. And from one game to one game, from one practice to one practice. And that's how we help our players develop. We talk about challenges. This particular player had 21 total challenges. She won 9 of them. She was 43%. However, her defensive challenges, she was 64%. So when players took her on, she did very well. When she took on players, she didn't do as well. She was only 20%. So when we're talking about tackles versus successful, she was 75% of those. So this is one way that we use to evaluate our players. They get these after every game, and they could really track their progress. Very important for the players to see kind of how they're improving from one game to another. One of the ways that I'm big on is giving back to the community. We talk about not being selfish, being selfless. And one way that we do that is through our Spring Youth Academy program. And we have about 200 to 250. Last year, I think we had closer to 300 players from 3 to 10. And what we do is we split them up into groups of 10 to 15. We put a couple coaches with each group, and they're running those sessions. They're getting to know those players. It connects us with the community. It's a fundraiser also for us, but it also has led to dinners. It's led to jobs. It's led to reference letters. So our players really get to interact and kind of put themselves out there a little bit in our youth spring academy. When we're talking about school, when we're talking about McPherson College, the number one reason why you're going to go to school is to get your degree. Class attendance is monitored, grade checks, graduation plans. When you come here, all that stuff's set up. It's not so that we can babysit you. It's so that I can help you be successful. Asking for help is not easy, especially if you're new to a community. It's not easy. But these are ways that I can identify if you're having trouble or having issues in a particular area or a particular class. And then I can get you to the free tutoring. I can get you to the resource center. All of that is free for all of our students. Soccer study halls, if you fall below a 3.0 GPA, we'll have those. Luckily, we have not had to have a formal study hall here at McPherson since I've been here. And that's because our players take care of their classroom. They take care of their business. They do well. Life after McPherson, 95% of our graduates find jobs within the first 6 months. National average is under 50%. Almost 100% acceptance into grad programs. Reasons for these high stats? Individual attention. Our professors actually get to know you. They care about how you're doing. And if you're putting in the work, they're going to do anything they can to help you get to that next step. They love writing recommendation letters. They love writing reference letters. 3 years ago, I had a player studying biochem, and based off of a letter of recommendation, she was able to go to Puerto Rico for 6 months, completely free, get paid, work in a hospital, gain that experience, and now she's in med school. And that's based off of these letters of recommendations. These professors get to know you. Our career service program, the whole reason that they exist is to get you in internships. And they don't wait till your senior year. They get you in there early. They want you to know what that job or that career is all about before you get to your senior year. Because at your senior year, it's not a happy conversation with mom and dad if you're changing what you want to study. So we get you in there, we help you, we basically get your foot in the door. And then once your foot's in the door, it's up to you to show them what you got. So when we talk about scholarships, at McPherson, I'm able to give you an academic scholarship that's based off of your GPA and an athletic scholarship. Okay, what you can expect after today is a phone call. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Come on a visit. See what I'm talking about in person. That's the only way you're going to know whether McPherson College or any other college is the right place for you. Once you're on campus and say you continue to like it, well, then I'm going to get a budget sheet for you. And what that does is it breaks down all the scholarships. It breaks down basically what it's going to cost to come to McPherson. And it breaks everything down so you know where all the money's coming from, these different directions. Here's some thoughts when making a decision, because what I've learned in the last 7 years is a lot of players, a lot of recruits don't know the questions to ask when they come to a visit. When they talk to a coach, they're excited. Hey, a coach contacted me. And the coach always asks, do you have any questions? And 90% of the time I get no. And you just don't know what to ask. But when you're looking at schools, make sure you feel comfortable. Make sure you're wanted. Make sure the coach wants you to be a part of the program and not just a number, not just someone taking up space. Make a difference. Go somewhere where you can make a difference. Go somewhere that you can step on the field and make a difference. And it's your decision. It's not your teammates' decisions. Don't base your experience of picking a college based off of a teammate. Because that teammate might not have been doing the same thinking and maybe just looking at Division I, Division II, seeing the levels, which mean absolutely nothing in soccer, by the way. It's not football and basketball where Division I's the top. Now, there's quality soccer at every level. You just have to find this right spot for you and where you feel comfortable, where you're wanted, where you can make a difference. But don't let your teammates make the decision for you. It's an investment towards your future. Don't just look at the soccer program. Make sure you're going to be supported in the classroom. And then not only there, but like here at McPherson, the Career Center. What happens after you graduate? Do they just give you a piece of paper and say, good luck? Or do they actually care about you and want you to do well? And that's something that I'm very proud of probably one of the most proud things that I like about McPherson is they don't hand you a piece of paper and let you walk out the door. And then development. That's what I'm talking about with the evaluations. How is a player, how is a program going to help you become a better player? Support of the program. I'd like to think that we're very well supported here on the women's soccer side here at McPherson College. And then also, how are you supported in the classroom, on the field? You know, taking those next steps in life. And here's also an important thing. If at some point you're no longer interested in a school, do not be afraid to talk to that coach. Say, Coach, you know what? I think I'm going to look another direction. It's okay. It's all right. Coaches prefer you to be open and honest with them. And I treat our players the same way. I treat our recruits the same way. I'm going to be upfront with you right away. Here's our Twitter, Facebook, bottom one's Instagram. Follow us on those. You'll see updates about the program. Hopefully this was helpful. I look forward to more conversations with you, but have a great day. Good luck with your seasons and your senior or junior school year. And it's a great day to be a Bulldog. Thank you.